Hey guys, and welcome to Ardent Sports, and here I am with my Week 2 season predictions. But first off, when's the last time we were face to face? It's been a long time. Anyway, let's get right into things. So last week, definitely did not go as planned. Not only am I doing the competition with your boy Hobo, I'm also doing it with zDiiamond, so go give him a subscribe as well. And yeah, so they are both, let's see, I believe 9-6, and I'm calling it 9-6-1 because Tampa Bay and Miami didn't play last week due to Hurricane Irma. And I am 8-7-1. So, and that time of year again, got the cough going on. But yeah, so here we go. Houston Texans, Cincinnati Bengals. Last week, the Ravens did not let the Bengals score at all. I'm actually going to get something pulled up here while I do this. So last week, the Ravens did not let the Bengals score at all, due to a very good defense and just poor offensive performance by the Cincinnati Bengals last week. So with that being said, the Houston Texans, they started Tom Savage last week. Tom Savage did not do all that well. He lasted, I believe, until the third quarter, and he didn't have a touchdown. He didn't have an interception either, but he did not have a touchdown. So later on in the game, they brought in... Oh, I'm going to stop my fan from oscillating for right now because that's blowing right into the mic. So they started Tom Savage. I believe in the third quarter it was, they brought in Deshaun Watson. And with them bringing in Deshaun Watson, he did throw a touchdown, so he has his first career touchdown. But he also threw an interception. So he's got his first of each off, all said and done right away. I'm trying to find the... Oh, there we go. The Texans did lose to the Jaguars 29-7. Again, Tom Savage didn't do well, and when Watson came in, he did okay. He didn't do great. So I'm going to stop being around the bush, and we're going to say that Thursday Night Football, Houston Texans, Cincinnati Bengals, goes to the Houston Texans. Next up, the 0-0 Miami Dolphins roll into Los Angeles to face off against the Los Angeles Chargers. The Chargers were upset last week at literally the last second by the Denver Broncos on Monday Night Football, the second installment of Monday Night Football. The Broncos were up, I believe it was 21-7 at the half. And then the Chargers came back 20 and scored 21 points of their own. It was 24-21 with less than 5 seconds left on the clock. Chargers were lining up for a field goal to tie the game at 24 and send it to overtime. Rookie kicker, cannot think of his name right now for the life of me, made the field goal. Somehow Denver got the timeout in before the clock expired and before the kick was sent. And they got the timeout and had to do it again, and the kick was blocked, no good. So game ended 24-21. Obviously, like I said, Miami did not play. So with that being said, I have I'm sorry guys, the Miami Dolphins losing to the LA Chargers. So LA Chargers are now going to be 1-1, and the Miami Dolphins will be 0-1. Next up, we have the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Tennessee Titans. Like I said, the Jaguars defeated the Texans 29-7 last week, and the Titans lost to the Oakland Raiders, led by Derek Carr, 26-16. I don't have much information on these games as I did not watch either of these games. The only reason I knew about Tom Savage and Deshaun Watson was because I caught the replay later. So I'm kind of going blind here. And the Jacksonville Jaguars, they won last week. The Tennessee Titans, they lost last week. Neither team is all that outstanding. Marcus Mariota, Blake Bortles. Blake Bortles hasn't proven too much. Like, yes, they did win last week, but I mean, can you really count a game against the Texans, against an old veteran and an unproven rookie, a win? Can you really constitute that as a good win for your team? I don't know. So we are going to give this game, however, to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Strictly on the fact that the Tennessee defense, is not terrible. However, I think that the Jacksonville offense is just a touch better. Jacksonville over Tennessee. I'm just going to skip right over this one. Raiders over Jets. Done deal. Baltimore Ravens, Cleveland Browns. Cleveland put up a fight against Pittsburgh last week. I believe the final score was... Actually, I remember, so let me look it up. It was 21-18. Antonio Brown, Ben Roethlisberger both did very well. Cleveland, I'm very impressed with how Cleveland's doing this year. This game, in my opinion, could honestly be a toss-up. However, I am going to give it to the Baltimore Ravens strictly because of the fact that Joe Flacco and crew did so well last week against the Cincinnati Bengals, and they kept them from scoring. I do not think that they're going to keep Cleveland from scoring, but I think it'll be around another 21-18 game for the Cleveland Browns, just with, again, them losing. So Baltimore Ravens over Cleveland Browns. Next up, we have the Dallas Cowboys and the Denver Broncos. The Cowboys defeated the Giants. They held the Giants to a field goal, and that's it. It was 19-3. And the Broncos, again, like I said, they beat the Chargers 24-21. Sorry guys, I'm like a rocking chair type thing. Kind of hard to stay still now. Anyway, so Denver, Trevor Siemian, Dallas Cowboys, Dak Prescott, Zeke Elliott, Dez Bryant. I could go on and on. You guys know I am not a fan by any means of the Dallas Cowboys. In turn, I'm not a fan of the Denver Broncos. New England all the way. However, with that being said, I will have to take the Dallas Cowboys over the Denver Broncos. Yes, the Denver Broncos. The Denver Broncos. It's going to be a close game. I'm going to tell you that right now. It will be a close game. Yeah. Zeke Elliott was supposed to be suspended the first 6 games. Then it got pushed back to week 2 start date. And now the suspension has, for lack of a better term, been suspended. So we don't know exactly when it's going to happen, or if it's going to happen for that matter. So Zeke Elliott will be suiting up for the Cowboys in week 2, barring he doesn't get an injury in practice, knock on wood. And yeah, Dallas Cowboys over Denver Broncos. Next up, the battle of two 1-0 teams, the Kansas City Chiefs, who basically destroyed my Patriots last week, 42-27, versus the Philadelphia Eagles and this is in Kansas City. The Eagles defeated the Redskins last week 30-17. So this one will be another interesting game. Kansas City proven that they can do well as a whole. They did lose a couple players due to injury last week. One of them potentially out for this season. Eagles are looking pretty good. They did get rid of Jordan Matthews, but that didn't prove to be too much of an issue for him last week. So Philadelphia Eagles, Kansas City Chiefs. It's not going to be wicked close, but it's not going to be like a 2-3 scoring game. I am going to, however, give this game to the Kansas City Chiefs. Sorry, guys. Next game, we have the Arizona Cardinals rolling into Indianapolis to take on the Colts. We have the Arizona Cardinals coming off a week where they were upset, and rather badly, by the Detroit Lions, 35-23. Cardinals were up, and Lions came all the way back and then some to win it, like I said, 35-23. And we have the Indianapolis Colts coming off of a terrible game, terrible performance against the LA Rams, in which they lost 46-9. I mean, the Rams aren't Patriots or Broncos or Cowboys level, but I did not think that the Colts were Cleveland Browns level. With that being said, there's not much to say except Arizona over Indianapolis. Next up, we have the Buffalo Bills rolling in to Carolina to take on the Panthers. The Panthers I'm not even going to try and pronounce that word when I'm sick. They basically destroyed the 49ers 23-3. While the Bills defeated the Jets 21-12. This is going to be a close game. I can tell you that right now. Bills are going into Carolina, like I said. So I feel the need to give this game to the Carolina Panthers, strictly because of home field advantage, or home turf advantage, whatever you want to call it. Buffalo, Tyrod Taylor versus Cam Newton, Jonathan Stewart, LaShawn McCoy. I honestly, I don't see any other reason to give this game to the Carolina Panthers. So I do have the Panthers winning over the Buffalo Bills. Next up, we have the 0-1 New England Patriots versus the 0-1 New Orleans Saints. Two teams that I had winning last week. The Saints lost to the Vikings 29-19. It was Adrian Peterson's return to Minnesota, and it did not definitely not go in the way that the Saints or Adrian Peterson wanted it to go. And the Chiefs, and the Chiefs defeated the Patriots, like I said, 42-27. And funny thing is, I read online, I don't know if it's true or not, but the Patriots are having their turf at Gillette Stadium replaced because it's too soft. And this turf was just put down back in May. So it's 4 months old, and it's being replaced already. It's had 3 games played on it. Anyway, so they're coming into New Orleans. Drew Brees, Tom Brady, James White, Mike Gillespie, Adrian Peterson, Mark Ingram. Two rather strong defenses. Neither defense is all that stellar. New England definitely has a step above New Orleans as terms of defense go. I am going to give this game to the Patriots. Drew Brees does not have the best track record against the Patriots, whether it be home or away. I will be giving this game to the Patriots. Next up, we have the Minnesota Vikings and the Pittsburgh Steelers, two teams that won. I think this will be, a relatively close game. With that being said, a lot of these I'm saying are going to be close games. They may not be. Pittsburgh, I definitely have winning over the Vikings, and I jumped to that way too soon, but oh well. So Minnesota, Sam Bradford, they're not doing. They don't have a terrible team. They really don't. A lot of people are like, oh, the Vikings are gonna go, 4-12. No, I could see the Vikings potentially pushing for a second straight year for a wild card spot. I really could. With that being said, will they? That remains to be seen, and we will find out in about 4 months, 4 or 5 months. 4 months. Anyway, Pittsburgh Steelers, just tremendous team all around. I'm not going to say that they're a threat in the AFC, but they are definitely a team to watch out for come January. Chicago Bears and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. There's not much to say on that. Buccaneers, like I said, with the Dolphins, did not play last week, and the Bears put up a relatively decent fight against the Falcons. They lost 23-17. I do have the Buccaneers taking this victory at home. It's kind of like I guess you could say like a revival. It's like, hey, we just had a big natural disaster, which, not to make it sound light or anything, wasn't nearly as big as a lot of people thought it was going to be. But we just had a natural disaster in the area. Chicago Bears are coming into town. They're gonna win it. They're gonna win it, and they're gonna win it for Tampa Bay and Florida. Washington Redskins roll into the other Los Angeles stadium, face the Rams. If the Rams can do what they did against the Colts, which I don't see why they can't, then there's no reason why the Rams cannot defeat the Washington Redskins. Rams over Redskins. I'm going to make this really short and sweet. Seahawks over 49ers. Moving on. The Green Bay Packers roll into Atlanta to take on the Falcons. Falcons, like I said, defeated the Bears 23-17, and the Packers defeated the Seahawks 17-9. This game is probably going to be the closest game of the week. Two strong offenses, two strong defenses. Not much more to say on that. I will be taking the Green Bay Packers over the Atlanta Falcons. I don't have much to say on it. I just see that Aaron Rodgers, Martellus Bennett, Randall Cobb, even Jordy Nelson, Ty Montgomery, all those guys rolling into Atlanta and giving Matt Ryan a run for his money. And the defending NFC champs will not have as easy of a time defending the Green Bay Packers. Green Bay over Atlanta. And finally, the Monday night game. Detroit Lions, Matthew Stafford, take on Eli Manning, Odell Beckham Jr., and the New York Giants in at MetLife Stadium. I want to say in MetLife Stadium, at MetLife Stadium. There you go. So, New York Giants are a rather strong team, and the Detroit Lions are actually not a terrible team either, to be blatantly honest with you. Giants obviously lost pretty badly to the Cowboys 19-3, but that they weren't quite there, and I will chalk that up as partially being without Odell Beckham Jr., where, as I said, with the Lions, they came back against the Cardinals and won 35-23. So I will be giving this game to the New York Jets. New York Jets. Wow. Like I said last week, guys, I'm so rough at this. I read something about the Jets right there. That's why I said that. I will be giving this game to the New York Giants. I'm very sorry about that slip-up to all you Giants fans. zDiiamond, your boy Hobo. Yeah, New York Giants. Giants. Over the Detroit Lions. Those are my picks. I'm really sorry that I am so rusty at this. Not only is this my second time recording video in a long time, but it's my first time back on camera. And like I said, I'm also sick. So, bear with me. Alright, guys. That is going to be it for me. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. Yep. That's actually what I meant. I need to take a nap. Be sure to also subscribe to your boy Hobo and zDiiamond. I will put their links in the description down below. And be sure to follow the contests that we are doing, which will mainly be recapped on my channel. And yeah, that's going to be it for me. I'll be talking to you guys later. Peace. I'm out.